old.
Thank you.
So you're already running a successful business. Why the golden letter?
We were running into a situation where, as the market started shifting into a really extreme seller's market, and going through COVID, we weren't getting the come list meets like we normally do. We do have a farm of about 4,500 homes that we've been farming to for about 15 years. It has about 300 sales a year, 600 sides a year. We usually get 50, 60, 70 sides out of that a year, which we were still getting or are getting. But just with COVID, people aren't moving as much. And so, as Gary's been saying, people are staying in their homes longer. These crazy low interest rates are keeping people from, refinancing, and they're like, I can live in this house for, why do I want to move? So we just got, talked about different ways of, how can we communicate, a make me move type deal to get people to raise their hand and say, we'd consider selling.
Awesome. And so when did you start it?
July of 2020.
And before we do, what is the golden letter? Because I know some people still are unclear on exactly what it is.
Right. It's a very simple letter that says, would you consider selling your house at 123 Main Street to a client of mine? That's it. Signed by me. There's no letterhead on it other than, my Keller Williams. And then on the bottom, it's got the disclosure. If you're currently listed, please disregard, that kind of thing. Is that pretty crazy? Is that amazing, people?
All right. So that's it. That's the magic right there. So
is that pretty crazy? Is that amazing, people?
All right. So that's it. That's the magic right there. So as a coach, I share that message with clients. And then what they do, Gene, is that they send it back to me all gussied up, right? With all this other stuff in it. What is it about this simplistic message that works?
Well, it's not even just that. I wish I had a picture of the envelope, right? Because the envelope is a plain white envelope with a stamp, not a meter, and it's handwritten with their name and address. And I think the effectiveness of this is just, you cannot open something that's hand addressed to you. You just don't get very many of them.
No, hold on. Let's be clear. It's not handwriting font, right?
No, it is not.
Addressed.
It is hand addressed.
Are you putting a return address on the envelope?
Am not. No.
Okay.
It's still, it keeps it a mystery, right? Who sent me this handwritten note? Yeah. One funny thing, when Maria started doing these letters for us, and the first batch came back, I realized, one, she was writing our return address on there also. And I'm like, no. And then second, her handwriting was so good. I said, it is too good.
Too good.
This is too nice. This looks fake.
Yeah.
I said, you got to go faster or something, or just make it look a little bit uglier, because this is way too nice.
Would you be interested in selling your home to a client of mine? Well, that is exactly the script for the golden letter. Hey, I'm Jenny Wallach with the Wallach Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And the golden letter, maybe you've heard about it, maybe you've heard about the golden text, whatever you want to call it. We are sending letters to specific neighborhoods to target potential sellers. If your inventory is low like ours, I'm sure that it is, then you know how desperate we are to find great properties to sell for all of our qualified and motivated buyers. So this is something that we implemented. Our friend Laura Hyatt trained us on how to actually do it, and it just really includes a very simple letter that goes in the mail to targeted properties or neighborhoods. Now what we've been doing is we just add it to our just listed, just sold with all of our listing processes. So whenever we get a property that most likely sells really fast, over asking price with multiple offers, we are targeting that neighborhood. We're sending out 100 letters around that house. The letter is a letter, and that is exactly the script. Would you be interested in selling your home to a client of mine? So what you do is you put the mail into the mailbox, you hand address the envelope, stamp it, and I don't even think you have a return label on it, because we want them to open the letter and read it. Now, so far we've gotten back some phone calls, we've gotten some appointments set, and this could be a tedious task. It does take time to handwrite, to get in the mail, but the results could be amazing. So if you could generate 1 new listing, it for sure pays for all of your effort and your time. Now, one thing that a lot of people are asking me is, well, what do you say when they actually call? Well, really, you're just going to do the same simple script that you would call with, have with anyone calling in. You want to qualify them, get some details. Let me gather some of your information. What's your address? What's your name? Let me get all your contact info. And then, are you open to selling? Or had you been thinking about selling, or maybe this letter just spurred it on? And then, have you been working with an agent? We always want to ask that question whenever we call people. So we want to get to know about their house, them, their motivations, all the typical questions you would ask anyone. And then lastly, we are just going to say that if our buyer is a match for your home, what does your timeline look like? And then we let them know, thank you for all of this. I've taken great notes. I'm going to get back with our team and we'll see if our buyer believes that this is a great match for them, and we'll let you know. So that's it. You at least have somebody who has raised their hand that they are interested in selling. And in this market, that's what we need to find, people who are ready to go and take advantage of this awesome low inventory, high demand, and high market value properties that we're seeing. Let me know if you have any questions or have any other ideas.
So the golden letter is just about generating opportunities for listings by having a hook, right? And so ours is very, very simple, and it is something that we mail out to kind of homes in the area. We first started targeting neighborhoods and doing kind of a generic letter. And the generic letter is simply, hey, this is who we are. We have a buyer who's interested in your area. Would you be interested in selling your home at 123 Main Street? If so, please give me a call at this number. And print them out. We'd hand sign them. I think that's something that's key. You got to hand sign it in blue ink, because that is something that people have called us and said, your letter seemed authentic, your letter seemed real, right? And it's because we took the time to actually wet sign a name. And when we address the envelope, we wet sign, address the envelope, get out the good old blue ballpoint pen, write the name, and we don't put a return address stamp on our envelopes, right? Because if we think about it, you've got from the time they go to the mailbox to the time they get to the trash can to make an impact, right? People are thumbing through and being like, bill, junk mail. What is this? What is this envelope with somebody's handwriting, this actual pen, and let me open it, right? And we don't put a business card in there because honestly, from a systems perspective, that's a waste of my business cards.